Yo, good day, guys. Welcome back. Hi,
Evening,
Brandon. Hi, Ken.
evening.
Good evening. Hi,
Oh,
guys. Welcome back to
hello.
our Voice Story Mental Fitness session. I'm so glad to have you all again. Oh, just now I just hope the campfire is ready here. I'm so enjoyed
Yeah,
with the 5 minutes. Or
it's been a
have
while.
a long day and then we just can be a little bit calm down our mind and our emotion, right? So, hi,
By the
Ken.
way,
Yeah.
did any one of you wished upon the shooting star?
Yeah. Actually, quite a few times you can get, right? How are you all looking good as usual, right?
Very good. Always
Yeah.
happy to be here. Always happy
Yeah.
to be here
So welcome
learning.
all to our this mental gym section. Okay, to improve our control of our own emotion. Right? Okay. For those who are tuning in live or you play back this video, I'm Everett. Hi, welcome. We have Ken and Brandon, and feel free to share your ideas through the comments there anytime, or you can just join us here. We have already pinned one link over there, so you can just click the link and join us, anytime. So this happened to be in this virtual room, right? So we welcome everyone to share your perspective in any language like English, Mandarin, Cantonese, whatever we can understand. Feel free to join.
Matata.
马特达没有问题. So we are here as simple objective. We are here to explore a more alternate perspective, right, on our people's life journeys, stories, challenge, and more about what we are facing every day, lah, actually. So we have Brandon here. He's a certified master trainer and same time also an emotional coach, actually, giving us a lot of inspiring, case study or stories behind. And also we have Ken here, a lot of inspiring story and life experience in his life, always news perspective that wow me.
Yes,
Okay, so
wow. Looking
quickly
forward.
to that topic. Okay, we also have Daniel at the back end there helping us to put it up to that topic. Come on. Okay, to that topic. Why current lazy gen might be caused by the past hardworking generation. Okay, by seeing this topic, we might uh we might think that it's a bit not directly linked to the emotion, because we are talking about mental fitness, right? So I can actually ask from opinion from Mr. Brandon, maybe. What's your angle and perspective on this topic today related to the emotion?
All right, all right. Hello for everyone watching. I hope you're relaxed. I hope you are calm, right? And I hope you had a thought about which one are you? Are you the current lazy generation? Or are you the past hardworking generation?
Oh my god.
Remember, this is just a discussion. There is no right, no wrong, no good, no bad. All right. So if you are watching this or even watching it on repeat, just type in the chat room which generation are you? All right. Okay. So this topic it's a very interesting topic because on one hand we have past hardworking generation. These are the individuals who really work hard, right? Perhaps your parents, your grandparents' generation, right? They often tell you the best thing, money don't grow on trees, right? Money don't grow on trees. Okay, they tell you you must work hard. Nothing is easy. And all those kind of things. However, on the other hand, there is the so-called lazy generation. Okay, don't get too angry first. Hear me out, right? These are, if you happen to be in this generation, these are the generation which lazy might be a strong word, but these are the people who have full of passion. Okay. However, it may be for a short period of time, right? When something not so good happens in their life, then they start to, this one not good lah, you know. It's okay lah. No thanks, no thanks, no thanks. 好你有餘. And so they became labeled as a lazy generation. But then again, there is no good, no bad, no right, no wrong. So if you are one of these people, share your thoughts with us today.
So the key words here is actually label to be lazy. You know, it's not because of you are lazy. It's not because of your attitude is lazy or your behavior is lazy. It's actually just a label. Okay? Like the social and the society will label you as a lazy. And the past generation might label as a hardworking. No right, no wrong. Lazy might be because of the big use of the technology, big use of the convenience of the latest technology, like those AI or whatever we have now. And the hardworking, maybe you mix use of the time. You got 24 hours, you mix use your time, 20 hours to go for work, 4 hours for the other things. So how about Ken? You tell me your angle on this topic. So what do you mean? Maybe like what do you think about lazy gen versus this hardworking generation? Something related to emotion.
Well, to me, the first thing that came to my mind was two stories when I see this topic. The first, maybe I share a story first. The first story is like how my parents used to tell me where they have to walk through 30 minutes of snow. Right, it was snowing in Scotland at that time when they were doing their university days, and just to shower because that's the only place that they have hot shower. They didn't have hot shower back at the dormitory where they lived, and they have to walk for 30 minutes or take a bus for 10 minutes and then to reach the library, and something clicked my mind, right? Last time when we said we need to study or we want to expand our knowledge, we had to take the bus, we had to walk to the library. We spent 30 minutes inside the library itself just searching for the right book and then reading every page of the book. And now, if we want to know, not only the younger generations, everybody now, if you want to know something, right here. You don't even have to type now. You can just ask AI to say, hey, find me something, do me something, or research for me, and all this. Now, is that the lazy way? I would say to me is it depends on how we use it, right? Lazy, if you're using a positive mindset, I would say lazy is the you going through the path of least resistance, and that's considered lazy. Another story I wanted to share was when I was studying, and like I said last week, I always study last minute, and I was never prepared in my during my school days. And another guy who was always good at his grades, right? I was asking for advice. He said, "What do I do? Exams next week, 7 more days. What do I do? I haven't prepared anything." And the one advice he gave me that stuck with me until now, until today, was study smart, don't study hard. And now when I think back, at that time it was like, it's easy for you to say because you're prepared, you're well prepared.
You're already smart.
And at that time, yes, exactly. And at that time, I was saying, you're already smart. It's like me asking a billionaire how to make money, and they say, it's easy for you to say because you already made your money. But we all started from the same level when we were born, right? And it stuck to me today, and I think only recently I realized what it really means. What it actually means is you've got no time to study hard anymore. Because you've got 7 days left for the exam, so you gotta try to study smart by understanding the chapter instead of memorizing it. If you got time, you got 1 year, fine, memorize the whole textbook, you'll pass with ace. But do you actually understand the subject matter of it? And now you've got 7 days. It's easier for you to, rather than memorizing, it's easier for you to go and understand it and then answer whatever the question that will come out in the exam in your own words. And then when I started working and all this, sometimes I used to be the person that stayed until when everyone left. I was the last person to leave the office. Why? Just because I wanted to show the boss that I'm hardworking. But is that really working if you're staying in the office and looking at your computer and playing? And I was actually playing pinball at that time, free, right? You can download it. Of course, the IT put a ban on it, but I found a way to download it. And at the end of the day, does that improve your own life or experience, or are you just doing it for show? Yeah. And of course, I've been both. I've been doing it for show, and then if you're effective at your work and you complete your work and you've got 5 more hours left in the office and you do nothing, is that considered lazy, or are you effective, or are you doing your work, or are you doing? So to me, I think with what Edward asked, if we relate that to emotion, I think it's more about perspective on how we use it. Another story that I like to share is I was with a very successful entrepreneur, and he's invested in a lot of companies, owns a lot of companies. And I asked him one question: what qualities do you look for when you hire a CEO to manage your business? And the uncensored answer that he gave me straight up was, I only look for two things, and I like to hire woman, female as CEO, and lazy people. I said, why? He said, because lazy people are smart people. They will find the path of least resistance, the, the shortest amount of time to get the result. So
Yeah,
lazy could be good or bad depending on how you use it, right? It
Steve
if you're
Jobs
like what
ideas.
Brendan mentioned, like I'm lazy because like I'm in a comfort zone. I'm lazy because I don't care about my work. I don't care about anything else without taking responsibility. The other positive part of lazy could be like, okay, what do I do to follow the path of least resistance and get the results as
So to
effective as
me,
possible?
this should be labeled as smart people more than lazy. Yeah, yeah, more to like smart generation.
Like
Label.
if I wanted to have a good body, to me now, right? The to me last time, the lazy way is just to eat tablets and hope that the tablets work for me, right? To me, that time when I was a lazy person, I used to think that. To me now, I may still be lazy, but I will think, okay, I, to me now the lazy way. I mean, the lazy way of using the brain is okay. Just go to the gym and do the same thing every day. You'll get there eventually, but it takes a long time. And some people, they will research, they'll find that, oh, it's not only what it's your dietary thing, what you eat, it's not only exercise and it's some supplements that you take and whatnot. Then you get there faster. But is that considered lazy in a way? So in terms of emotions, and I think it's more on perspective first, and then the emotions follow, whether it's positive
Yeah,
emotion or negative
yeah, that's
emotion.
right. Yeah, Brandon, I saw you raise your hand. So what's your angle?
I raised my hand because I'm the first to admit I am a lazy person, right?
Okay, okay.
I procrastinate on so many things. I don't really like to do repetitive work over and over again, right? But to think about it, yes, there is no right, there's no wrong, there's no good, there's no bad. When you are labeled as lazy, even if you are labeled, as Ken rightfully mentioned, right? Laziness is the path of least resistance, right? Doing something that gets you the results in half the time. Your your IQ is not very high if you don't do it, right? When it's tested and proven. So I totally agree with that. That's why I love to hear Ken speak. And in this particular topic of losing weight, right? Losing weight. So I was 97. I was a water polo player, and after I started work, I lost track of sports. I went up to 97 kilos, 97 kilograms at one time, 3 kilos short of 100. But then again, I am a lazy person. I don't like to go to the gym, right? So while I was doing training, corporate training, I still clearly remember a client just came up to me and says, "Oh, why don't you check this guy out, Jordan Yo?" Right? If for those of you who haven't heard about Jordan Yo, he's basically a master at Tabata, which is exercising in just 12 minutes. 3 sessions of 4 minutes, raising your heart rate to 80% of your maximum heart rate, right? Coupled with intermittent fasting, right? So my weight all throughout my life went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down, right? When I was very determined, wow, I want to go to beach side, I want to show off my muscles, wow, then suddenly don't eat, wow, my weight come down, right? Then after that, after the event, whoa, go back up. The worst was up to close to 100 kilos, right? So, but after exploring many things, right, I found these two things. One is Tabata, which is basically high intensity interval training, and the other one is intermittent fasting. Okay, so but you as an audience listening to any one of us, right? Listening to our advice, right? To become successful or to become, slim with the six packs, right? It is as if you are getting somebody else's winning lottery ticket. Does it make sense? Right? So what works for somebody might not work for you. When you ask a millionaire or even a billionaire these days, also popular, how did you make your money? So Bezos, right? He will tell you, start Amazon. He is giving you his winning lottery ticket, right? He's telling you, go do this, win, because I won with this lottery ticket. Have you went to cash in other people's winning lottery ticket before? Let that sink in, because I found that to be absolutely amazing. Right? We are always chasing for the stock tip. We are always chasing for how to do this better, how to do that better, the idiot's guide. But most of the time, the one holding you back is not anybody else but yourself. Your emotions, that energy inside you that put things off, that energy inside you that is scared, that energy inside you that says, what if nobody wants to be friends with me when I fail? So, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to look deeper. Do not go for the hot tip of the day, right? But look deeper into yourself. What makes you tick? What motivates you? Do the work. I know it's not easy in the past to get to moments of enlightenment like this. You need to go up to the mountains, go and look for a guru, a monk, or ask you to sit down, breathe in, breathe out, and then maybe after 3 months, if you're lucky, you have a little bit of enlightenment. But currently, the lazy generation has technology, right? With the voice technology, you get to record your voice, and all the hard work will be done by AI, and you get to really look into the insights. So yeah, that's my take on what Ken shared. So I hope it will be of value. Do not pick up other people's winning lottery ticket. Invest in yourself.
So tips of the day: do not pick up others winning lottery because you can't cash out on that. Just that easy. Yeah. So look deeper to yourself. Look deeper in your heart. Look deeper in your side. How you feel, your emotion that might holding you back. Yeah, correctly, right? So back to the topic today. So the current lazy labeled as a lazy generation, usually younger, okay, because they are born in this generation and they are more into the technology of these days, and then they get things easily and can be things can go up easily and can go down easily, just like cryptocurrency, right? Something linked to it. Okay, and then that might mean that emotion can go up easily and can go down easily. And usually when you go down, you go even deeper. So today, when we're saying that the lazy generation, which is labeled as a lazy generation, so how they overcome this emotion, I mean this challenge on these days, because most of the thing uh, I think Brandon just shared saying that, this new gen or lazy generation or people who smarter or they think they are smarter, right? uh, they will tend to think bigger, dream bigger, and want to do things bigger. But when they are not there, after 2 weeks time or even a shorter period, they will feel the anxiety and very strong emotion, negative emotion, and then they are emotional weak and very hard to raise. I mean, like motivate themselves because things happen in a very short time. So our body might cannot sustain or the impact of things go up, go down when you are young, when you are not so much of experience, I would say, life experience. Because if you will have go through many life experience, then you have more foundation in your heart, you have more confidence, you have more knowledge. I mean, you have more base in your heart, right? You can stand for it, right? But usually this happen on youngest. And we saw there's a lot of news, or maybe things happened before, but we heard a lot news recently, like young people, student, college, they suicide and they tend to end their life. By the reason might be think to many of people, like the reason is like, what really? It's simple as just maybe bullied by others, or maybe just because of kind of a relationship with
Social
friends,
media comment.
social
It's like,
media comment. Yeah, but things happen is happen means that they the victim, they are feeling the real thing, to the third party. They might saying that, wow, how come so weak, this little thing can impact their life so easily, so fragile. But to them, I believe to the victim, right, it's not small impact at all. It's actually a great impact. So Ken, maybe I ask Ken. So do you have any stories or maybe your own experience before, like you overcome your own uh, emotional challenge with this great impact in your younger life, or tend to be when you want to work smarter, or maybe label as a lazy, but you didn't get there, then you got this emotional impact, then you overcome it. Yeah. Do you have any
of
kind of
course, I
experience?
got a lot of stories on all this because I always like to love the journey. But I didn't before, I didn't have this much passion before. Before I continue my story, I share two more things, right? Just now I shared two things about the positive of being lazy. Now, there's always a positive and negative side of anything and everything. Now, let me share the negative side of being lazy, right? Because it's not like, oh, when you shared, oh, lazy is positive, then let's all be lazy. Or hardworking is negative, let's all don't be hardworking. There's always two sides on, and it's always two sides of the coin, right? And if we talk about being lazy, just now I talked about how it could be a good thing, where you think smarter, you think how to get results in a shorter time period. But the problem that I see with a lot of people, including me myself sometimes, but I get the ability to remind myself that a lot of people, especially now with technology, we want
Awareness.
We want exactly, and but a lot of people now they want results right away. I want to have a good body figure. I want it tomorrow. I want it now. I need food now. I need express delivery now. Now everything I want now, right? I want to be rich. I want it now. I don't want it in 10 years time. I want it now. I was like that, right? And because of that instant gratification that people want, then people tend and they don't see the result like in 1 day or 2 days, they give up. And that's why they feel that they're living in this cycle all the time. I was in this cycle all the time. And there is a solution. Like we said in our first episode, like if I have insomnia, what do I do? You want to sleep right away? Here's a solution. Here's a tablet. It's called Xanax. But
Mm.
we know what are the repercussions of it later, right? I want to be happy right away. There's a solution. Here's a product. You can't buy it in the pharmacy, but you can buy it in the black market. It's called whatever ecstasy or morphine or whatever it is that people drink nowadays, whatever juice, right?
You you see what they did there? They label the drug as ecstasy. They label it as an emotion. Did you
Exactly.
realize?
Yeah. And you can be happy right away, right? But we all know what are the repercussions later. You want to be rich now? Can, no problem. Here's the product. It's called a gun. Go rob a bank. But we all know what are repercussions later if you get caught, right? So there's always a solution to instant gratification. But what is the real positive impact that we can have? Now is the positive side of being hardworking. Nothing comes easy. Not, and I mean, nothing comes hard or easy. Depends on how what you say, what you call hard or easy, right? If you do something that you're good at, it's easy. If you do something for the first time, it's hard. Like driving a car, it's hard for someone, it's easy for someone else, depending on how many times you've done it. So being hardworking and getting the result that you want, whether it's money, whether it's relationship, whether it's anything, it takes time. It takes time, but we are building a foundation of what we have. And trust me, this is what I just learned recently, right? I wanted, who doesn't want? I wanted instant gratification before, but I know that once I get it, and sometimes I get it, most of the times I don't, but sometimes when I get the result, I don't feel as happy as wanting to get it. That's when we talked last week that we should be in love with the journey
Journey, yeah.
instead of getting the result, right? I've gotten some of the results instantly when I wanted to, but that gratification is this that I think I would get is not as fulfilling as when I was wanting to get it, the desire to get it. So back to the question when Ewart, I think you asked. I can't remember the question. You asked about what did I do to overcome some of the ups and downs of life, and a lot of time I'll say that it is perspective. It's perspective and value. When you work for something really hard, even if you don't get it, but you get it later on when you don't need it, you value it, and that value turns into passion. Right? The keyword is passion. But
Passion, yeah.
we tend to value things when we work hard for it. We tend not to value things when we get things easily. Anything it is, relationship, money, fitness, whatever it is. We don't think about sickness now. But when we have a pain in our pinky finger, that's the world's biggest problem. Nothing else matters. There's a fire in the
Everybody
house.
listen.
There's a fire in the house. There's nothing else matters. Someone is trying to commit suicide right in front of you. No, that this the pain here to go away is the most important right now for me. It's the biggest problem in the whole world. And how did I overcome it? I'd say perspective, 3D perspective. And when I didn't have that perspective, I suffer a lot. But when I had that perspective, it becomes sweet. So I'll give an exact. I'm just trying to share a story here, but when the story involves somebody else, I tend to like only share the part that relates to me because it involves other people. I've been through a phase in life, two phases actually, where I couldn't afford to buy food, and I You know the feeling when we're so hungry and you can't go out and eat and you can't eat anything. That's when you start to value that when somebody gives you a gesture of goodwill. You know how it is even nowadays or last time when you go to someone else's house, they give the gift of a meal. That becomes very valuable to me now. Now when I think back, that's the because last time people were fighting for food. It's not money, it's not status, it's not power. It's whether you have enough food to survive. That's not even our grandparents' years. This is way before. You know, the world, the history teaches us a lot. And it took me what a lot of years to learn what is the value of food, which we all take it for granted right now. But I've been through there, and that created a foundation, right, of emotional strength in me because I've been through that twice, not once. That now I don't have any fear. I mean, I do have fear, but the fear becomes less, right? If tomorrow something else were to happen to me, and I start with zero from the start, I wouldn't be as fearful as I was back then when I haven't experienced it. So when that fear is gone, I call it the foundation of life. So no matter what, you know you're gonna fall, you know it's going to hurt, but you know it's not going to kill you. You become strong, and once you become strong, and you have that emotion, that what do you call it? Emotion,
Resilience.
resilience, and
Resilient.
emotional. I'll say it's emotional anchor, or emotional foundation. Then you go for what you want because what you need is the foundation is there. You know you can fall, but you're just gonna hurt you, right? And trust me, if you fall 10 times, the 10th time that you fall won't hurt as much as the first time when you fall down. It's the same thing and everything, right? So emotion is the same thing. The first time you hurt, or the first time you break up with our partner, or the people that we're in love with, we feel pain for I don't know 1 year, 2 years. After the 10th time, it probably becomes like a normal thing. So even you can relate this to many things, other things, right? Hunger, food, relationship, money, right? The first time you lost all your money, the second time, the
Yeah.
third time, then it feels like but the first time is when that first emotion thing that came is what you would say that's so sad is happening that a lot of people couldn't take it and they just end their life, right? I think I like to share two things about this, right? Number one is always know that nothing can kill you. It only makes you better. And a lot of the time, a lot of problems that people have, time, only time will settle it. It's just that when you're feeling it at that time, when you have this pain in your finger, if you have a 3D perspective on your own life, you know this pain will go away without seeing the doctor, without cutting it off, without doing anything. You know the pain will go away. But it is a lot of time when people have one dimensional perspective that when they feel this pain, that's the biggest problem in the whole world. But if you look at a 3D perspective, you say, the problem will go away. So time will resolve almost anything, right? Most of the thing in our
So
daily
keep
life.
breathing, keep breathing, keep
Right?
breathing.
So it's like there's no reason to think that that problem will be there with you forever, right? But if you end your life, that's forever. That's
So the
forever. There's no
second
getting
point,
back.
second point. Just now you mentioned 2 points, is it?
Yeah. Oh, just now I
The
mentioned the first point is instant gratification. Don't I mean you can think about it, but always remind yourself instant gratification never happens for a lot of people.
yeah,
You can
for
win a
this
lottery.
for
The
this
second
just now the patient is the keywords, right?
passion is the keyword, and the second point I want to share is find your passion. Search for your passion, and that's where hardworking comes in. All right, to find your passion, it's a lot of hard work. It's not simple. It's not as simple as I like to play games, so that's my passion. I'm gonna play games, right? To be good at a game, it takes a lot of hours of gameplay to be really good at a game, right? Like Brandon was just mentioning, his weight went up and down, and he didn't want to go to the gym all day, so he searched for alternative methods, right? Tabata, and what do you call this? The instant diet or something. You don't eat after 5 p.m. or yeah,
18-6 intermittent fasting.
intermittent fasting where you stop eating after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. until the next day and stuff like that.
Mm.
So that took a lot of work and I believe a lot of time to search what works for you. So
Yes.
passion is a key ingredient in everybody's life, but you got to search for it because it works for different people in different ways. Like what Brendan just said, right? Getting somebody else's winning lottery ticket. What's the point? Someone else does that. Yes. If you want to follow in the steps of that person, you follow in not on what he did yesterday, but what he did when he was born. Do you have time to do that? If you want to be exactly like him. If not, then you gotta search for your own passion because his passion, everybody's passion is different. One day I was on backstage talking to Eric, right? Yeah, simple experiment now, simple game for anyone who's watching, anyone amongst us, right? What's your favorite food, Brandon, or favorite ice cream flavor, or
Ah,
food in general? What's your favorite food? Just
chocolate, chocolate,
chocolate,
chocolate.
right? What type of chocolate? Vanilla chocolate, dark chocolate, bitter chocolate, sweet chocolate. So many types, right?
I tried something new today. Oreos with chocolate. Whoa, that's
So
good.
it's a chocolate with a bit of crunchiness in it, where you can. But Ava,
Mm.
what's your favorite food?
Food, yeah, you mentioned, food could be, goodness, I would say walnut, maybe, nutty thing.
Oh, so healthy, huh?
Now, Brandon and Everett, how long did it take you to know that's your favorite chocolate or that's your favorite? How many nuts do you have to eat? How many chocolates do you have to eat to know that this is my favorite chocolate? That's a lot of chocolate, I believe, and a lot of nuts, I believe.
A
Yeah,
lot.
exactly. So it's the same as passion, right? You don't just like do one thing and you think that, right, that's it. People may like it at that time, but our type change, right? I'm sure the first chocolate you like is not the Oreo chocolate. It's something else that you tried, and then you tried more things. Some you don't quite like it. Some you like it more, and finally you found what's my passion now. We are living now. Don't talk about the future, right? In future you might change. It's okay. In future you might like white chocolate or dark chocolate or something else. In future Everett might not like nuts at all. I don't know. But we are living now, not in the past, not in the future. So just find your passion, what you're passionate about now. And once you're passionate, I think the hardworking element automatically is there in your life.
Because
My,
when you're enjoying yourself over there, then you tend to not counting the quantity or the how hard it is, because you're enjoying every journey.
and
It makes your life really.
And that is when all the negative emotions go away. When you have your
Uh,
passion and you're working hard on that thing, you have a
then you
mission and
enjoy,
you're
you're
enjoying the journey.
enjoying, you're
All
enjoying
these
the
negative
journey.
emotions, all these problems go away. Think of something like if you're eating chocolate right now, you have a problem, right? But you're eating chocolate. That problem goes away for that moment when you're eating that chocolate. But after that, it may come back again. But if you have, that's a simple analogy, but when you have that passion in your life, that's no nothing else can affect your emotions in a negative way.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
agreed.
So
So to conclude, most of the thing we have a lot of keywords like patience, and then you need more patience, because when you are patient, you need patience because time is the answers for almost every challenge. All right, I would say, or questions, and we also have this very very short and simple statement: live your life, don't live other life. Because when you live other life, you will not get the seeing the same result, because there is other people's lottery ticket. Just that simple. Keep reminding me myself. Okay, keep reminding me myself. So
But
today's topic again: why current lazy generation, or label as a lazy generation, or young people mostly, most of it might be caused by the past hardworking generation. So past hardworking generation that now inspired me to think about hardworking. This word, it could be have two sides or more side, you mean, more perspective. Okay, one of the side, it could be saying that hardworking is meaning that if I am very disciplined, I doing the same thing every day just because every people say is the right thing to do. And the other way, hardworking meaning I'm very passionate on this thing, even though people say this thing is a no value at all, or maybe it doesn't benefit to me, to this society at all. But I just enjoy doing this thing. Yeah, I keep doing that until there's a day the values comes out. There's a different angle or perspective on the hardworking generation. Yeah, Brendan, I think you have a lot to say about this, right?
that's right. That's right. I have a personal story that I can offer today. In fact, it just happened right today to my daughter, actually. I have two daughters, and the younger daughter actually came back with this story, which I'll share. But the main thing the main concept is basically emotional resilience. That's what this piece of story centers around. Emotional resilience. I believe that the past generation, they are truly emotional resilient because they lived through recession, they lived through, my grandmother lived through war, right? She always tells me, she has since passed on, but she always tells me 3 years and 8 months, 3年8个月, basically the Japanese war, right? And she is a tough cookie, and she lived to gracefully 100 years old, which I'm very proud of. So they have emotional resilience. They have been there, done that. They have been through the lows of the lows. Can you imagine war, right? But the current generation, on the flip side, they have had a relatively good life, right? Because I haven't been through any war, right? I haven't been through many things that my grandmother has been through. And having that said, my daughters have even better lives than me. 一代不如一代, right? Because life is good. You are hungry in the middle of the night, my friends. Pop, 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 2 buttons away. Someone delivers food to your house. You don't even have to go out. You need an iron because you need to iron your clothes and the iron spot. One click away, you get your iron delivered right to your doorstep. So this is what the current generation is used to. What? You mean you have to go, look for 3 places to find the best price at the mall? Huh? Still got people do that, man? So the younger generation, unfortunately, I think, lack emotional resilience. When their pinky finger hurts, as Ken mentioned, it is the end of the world because it is right here, right now, instant gratification. They see their friends on Instagram. Oh, I want this. Wow. Never mind. Buy now, pay later. So that's the difference, right? The past generation go through a lot of tough stuff. Whatever does not kill you makes you stronger, right? And so back to my girl's story. She came back today and she said, Papa, I broke somebody's ruler, right? And that somebody wanted me to pay him $2.50. I'm like, okay, you broke the ruler, you pay lah. So I mean, okay. But I fixed the ruler. Something came out, and then basically I fixed it back, and I asked for the money back. The flirt ignored me, right? The friend ignored her, and she did nothing. Because what is $2.50 to her? Yes, it is money. It can buy her candies, but I have to deal with that boy after. But he's not talking to me. Oh, never mind. Right? So my message to her was very simple. I asked her, did you freeze? What was your response? What was going through your mind when he ignored you? Did you stop breathing? Right? I don't mean like stop breathing, but the next time when you are struggling with emotional challenges, notice yourself. Did you stop breathing for that few moments when the emotions hit you hard?
There's a sign, eh?
Yes, that's a telltale sign where emotions are controlling you. So I empathize with my girl, right? I'm not saying anything is right, wrong, good, bad, but I encourage her to fix it. Well, she has a sister, and her sister said, I will go and ask tomorrow, and I will bring my 2 friends along. Surely tell him. I was like telling her, hold up, right? Thank you for being kind and taking care of your sister. But I would encourage the younger daughter to actually resolve her own issue.
Yes, this is the best chance to have it to train your own fitness.
Exactly, exactly. So, to all the parents out there, you have a kid. Um, yes, it is our nature. We love our children to bits, right? So we work so hard. We work so hard every day, all day to provide for them, right? And try and shelter them, shield them from all the realities of life that we deal with. But then, what are we creating? Are we creating resilience in them? Don't forget, everything you do, everything you say, even how you breathe, your children knows. And they are the best negotiators ever. They will wait until you are the most weak moment. Oh, Papa, there's this. Can I? They know you're
they are the upgrade version of you and combined with your partners, right?
exactly. So yeah, I would like to encourage everybody to have a think about your emotional resilience.
Yeah, emotional resilience is a very good keyword today to remind ourselves how to increase. I mean, how you do the awareness is actually try to notice your own breathness. Is it? Did you stop breathing when you're facing that issue or that particular moment?
Most
So
of my
there's
friends, that's a telltale sign.
so they tell you sign that the emotion is controlling you that time. So it give you a sign that you need to face it and overcome it. Correct. Overcome is the word.
Um,
Face it.
being resilient.
Being resilient.
Correct. By being resilient over time, as we mentioned, you will be able to overcome it. But it might not happen in the next 5 minutes. The
I see.
problems that you have right now, most of it, I would say, it's because of
Ignorance.
yeah,
Is
and
it?
ignorance of your emotions leading you to a downward spiral into a vicious cycle of emotions.
A pattern, a bad behavior.
Yeah. Wow. We have a viewer. Good evening, Dominic. Any questions that you would like to ask? Just
Hi,
type,
Dominic.
type in the chat.
Or you want to feel free to join our conversation, you can just feel free to click the pin link there, and then you can feel free to join us over here. So our topic today again, why current lazy or being labeled as a lazy gen might be caused by the past hardworking generation. So, and the point is here is actually trying to say that the current lazy generation might have a less emotional resilience than the past because they have a better life because of the past hardworking generation they do so well maybe or maybe because the technology goes so fast suddenly. I mean like going too well. So we are make use of the technology, and then we also looking on the what is the wording again, gratification, is it?
Instant
Instant
gratification.
gratification. Yeah, so we want everything to be achieve now, right now, to get it now. So we tend to lose the patience and the passion and we tend to lose the time to enjoy the moment, the journey of that particular thing you wanted to achieve. You just want the result. Most of the us want the result instantly for now because of the pattern or the behavior the technology bring to us. We enjoy the convenience. In the same time, we also build up a bad pattern, I would say a not very good pattern of behavior that make us might be cause us a bit on the resilience of this emotional resilience, right? So
There's a short. Can we? Oh, Ken.
yeah.
If there's something I want to share, just if I can just share it out here. Uh, since we're talking about emotional resilience, and if a lot of people they say, okay, how do I gain emotional resilience? Well, does that mean that you have to go through that suffering yourself and then learn from it? Most of the time, it happens. The universe will just push you until you think that the whole universe is against you. But if that doesn't happen, then how do I gain emotional resilience? Do I purposely make myself suffer? That's not necessarily the case, right? There's no point of purposely, going through that suffering that other people have. Purposely, what, create a war just to feel that? But
There's enough challenges as it is for everyone.
yeah, but it's something that happened to me also that I want to share. That, and since we're talking about when Ewart raised about the suicide case and rates and all this, it's sad actually, but it's a real problem. And like what Ewart rightly fully said, for those people that are seeing from outside, they think that what a waste, right? But that thing is happening to them right there, right then, right now. Only they know what it feels like. Then and they do it. And I think most of us now, especially some of us, at some point in life, we feel that way as well. We feel helpless, and we feel that we want to, get out of this. We know that time will heal, but time can be the longest thing. Sometimes when you're hurting, and something I want to share with people that if anytime when you're feeling sad, you're feeling that you have a lot of problems, you're feeling stressed, right? Yes, time will make you stronger, but during that time, what do you do? I suggest if you're feeling that you're having a lot of stress and a lot of problems and the whole universe is against you right now, I suggest just take 1 hour or 2 hours, up to you, depending on your time of day. All right. Go to your local hospital, go to the radiology section department. Public people can go in, only the treatment room, they're not allowed. And just sit there and observe the people that come in and out, in and out. And every day, no matter what time you go, you see people there. And for more clarification, radiology department is where people have cancer and they go through chemotherapy and radioactive therapy treatment. And whatever problem you have, I believe most of us, when we sit down there, your problems immediately become very small. And that's when you start learning. And that's when you start to see and absorb other people's experience and try to learn as much as there to create emotional resilience in yourself. I've been to that hospital. That's when I know, and it was an accidental thing, and I learned a lot from it. It was accidentally where a long friend of mine, just texted me and said, "Hey, I'll be at the hospital later. Can you come and pick me up?" I couldn't get any transport. I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was just for a minor checkup or something. And I went there, and it said, "Oh, block D or somewhere, right?" And so I went to that block, and that whole block is radiology department. I said, "What are you doing here?" Right? And turns out it's cancer, right? And she was going through treatment for it and all that, and it was from there that I started to accompany her almost daily, because it's a daily thing that you have to go through depending on what type. Is it after operation or pre-op and all this? I'm not going to go into the details, but when you're there, and it's not only her, right? You see all kinds of people that come in, the young, the old, with family, without family, alone, and immediately, right? And these people, they are not even thinking, and they sit, they chat, they talk just like normal, right? And they're not even thinking about ending their life. They're fighting for it. Actually, it's the opposite end. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there, right? So, whatever problems that anyone is facing right now, just to create this emotional intelligence, it's a good trip to go down there and sit there and just observe. If you like, if you do, if you just by observing, it's okay. If you want, you can talk to them. All right, ask them about the experience and all this. I did that, and I learned a lot from there. Right, I've got people that younger than me that was there, and I speak to them and I say, "What is it?" and all this, and how they're feeling, and you'll be surprised that they are more positive than us. And that's one thing, right? To learn, and actually, like, it's not to learn and or anything, it's to improve ourselves, to absorb what other people feel. I like to read autobiographies of successful people so that I can absorb what they've been through, and I try to absorb as much as possible to make that as part of my life, to create that new passion or new resilience or new whatever it is. So yeah, that's just one thing that I wanted to share. Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
that is Awesome. That is awesome. Maybe 1 minute to squeeze in, right? So for I am speaking to the other end of the spectrum. Just now, that story about the radiology. I think if you have the time to invest in it, go do it, right? As for those who are more, I'm just bothered about instant gratification, right? Go look up the marshmallow test, right? So the marshmallow test is all about instant gratification. It's about a group of children. They did a test, right? They put one marshmallow in front of them. They tell the child, if when I'm back in the room, right? If this marshmallow is still here, you will get two marshmallow just for 5 minutes. Wait, okay. So they have done this study with a very large sample size, and guess what they found? The child that has the ability to just fend off instant gratification, right? A huge majority of them do extremely well throughout their lives. That is the importance of being aware of really pushing instant gratification away, because good things needs time.
Time.
Okay? So yeah, yes, I just thought I would share that because it came to my mind.
Yeah, time is life. Yes, you live and then you have time. So appreciate time, right? We share a lot today. Thank you very much, and not to miss out. We want to also thanks our sponsors. This Voice for Health, a very good tool that can provide us a very deep insight of our emotional health and also physical health by just analyze a short voice for our own. So you can actually just scan this code and get a free mental fitness screening. All right, and then this also and it's as easy as submitting a short voice recording, and then you will get a report to have a quick review on your own emotional pattern, so that you can get a chance to live your life better and easier. And if you want to get more insight on it, or you also can actually look for Mr. Brandon. He can actually give you more insight details on your report. They give you more how to say professional advice on it. Yeah, is it, Mr. Brandon?
Yes. Yeah. Scan this. Oh, I was pointing at the QR code. Scan this QR code right now.
Okay, so our next week topic, next week topic. Let me see. Emotional damage. Okay, YE dash M dash O dash emotional damage. So is there's some tricky inside, I think. All right. So why it could be good for you sometime. Wow, emotional damaging you, but it could be good for you. So this is very how do they look. I very look forward to this topic on next week. So yeah, that's our next week topic. So thank you, Mr. Brandon. Thank you, Mr. Ken, and thanks for our audience today. We have Dominic here, and feel free to share and feel free to PM us if you have anything to share. And then yeah, I guess that's it. There's so much input today, and inspiration talk. All right. So any add on from Ken and Brandon? What did they like?
I think very good. Value your life. People don't know that. People don't realize it's not they don't know. We all know it, but it's just that most of us don't realize we've hit the ultimate jackpot by just being born a human being. We could be born anything, right? A cockroach, a lizard, a lion, whatever it is, but we became human, and that's the
Yeah, yeah.
ultimate jackpot. Now you compare the amount of we only have 7.8 billion of us in the world compared to the amount of insects and all plants and whatever
It
else,
could
right?
it could be just a stone, you know.
Exactly, right? So we've hit the ultimate jackpot. So value it, right? If you don't value it, then start to find your passion and enjoy the journey, love your own life journey, and eventually you'll see that life is actually a jackpot instead of a curse. That's
Yeah.
just my final thoughts
There's
for
a
today.
great perspective on it. Yeah.
No matter what you are feeling emotionally right now, know that you are a winner, right? You won. You won. And don't forget to breathe. Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Bye bye.